2018 could have been the best year of my life, but whatever you say after you say but is actually the thing holding you back, not the perception. With all the opportunities that exist today, why haven't you reached your next level of income, life, and wealth? In most cases, we've been lied to. We've been told that if you find the right opportunity and you work hard, you can be successful. And that's simply not true. Millionaires, billionaires, and successful people have realized you need the foundation for wealth, the habits. And that's exactly what you'll be learning on the Millionaire Success Habits podcast. All success starts here. So what's the biggest obstacle you have in front of you? Or what's the biggest obstacle you had to overcome in your life? The one that's held you back or the one that's holding you back? Hey, it's Graziosi. I'm so glad you're here for the Millionaire Success Habits podcast. I am in such a deep space today. I don't know how to use a better word. I'm heart-centered. I'm thinking consciously. I don't know, whatever terms you want to use. But a buddy of mine, Trent Shelton, if you're not following him, you should. Great dude. Dear friend. He asked me to do an Instagram Live with him last night. And he asked me a question. He said, what do you think, Dean, in your success from broke and no money and no college education to, the success you have, what was the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome? It was a really good question. And it was like time collapsed. I don't know how to explain it. But I thought of all the things in my life that were seemingly an obstacle, things that I had to overcome. My parents being married 9 times, and I moved 20 times as a kid. That was tough. I always felt insecure. I never felt really safe as a kid. I did have dyslexia, and I was in special reading. We didn't have any money, so I didn't go to college. And I went right to work out of school. My father didn't handle, the divorce was really tough on my dad. My dad was the youngest of 11. He was physically abused his entire childhood. So a lot of things in the divorce really made him a person. He's not that person now. Made him a person that caused a lot of angst and worry and sickness and fear in my life. And I thought about that. Then getting into business and not really knowing what I was doing and not having good mentors and somebody stealing all my money at one point and a recession and losing my money and sleepless nights. And I was thinking of all these things, right? And I'm saying this about me, so you start thinking, what was the biggest obstacle in your life in the past or one you're facing now? And so Trent's asking me, and my brain, maybe it's the age I'm at now, right? So I'm thinking of all these things. And what I realized was the biggest obstacle wasn't any of those. The biggest obstacles, and this is what I want you to really have sink in today, the biggest obstacle is your perception of the situations around you. Yes, your biggest obstacles are your thoughts about the situation. You see, if I said to you, 2018, whether it was a bad year, an okay year, or a decent year, if you could say 2019 would be the absolute best year of my life, but, or if you look back and say 2018 could have been the best year of my life, but, whatever you say after you say but is actually the thing holding you back, not the perception. You see, someone could have, a set of twins could have alcoholic parents who drink too much. And one twin becomes an alcoholic because their family drank. And another twin never has a drink in their life because their family drank. Everything is perception. Now, I know you're probably saying to me, Dean, you say that, but your life is good and you got money and you're successful. You don't know what I'm going through. No, I don't know what you're going through, but I promise you, whatever you're going through, other people have gone through it and they found a way to make that their fuel to overcome it and be successful rather than it being their anchor. You see, our thoughts are our biggest obstacles. Our fears, because of those thoughts, become our biggest obstacles. If you want to kill the obstacles in your life, then you have to prove that story is a bunch of shit It's a lie. I mean, think about this. I just shared this on a live inner circle training. I have my Dean's Inner Circle training every single month. And I shared this. It's like, think about this. So, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗪. Here's a guy, never went past high school. I didn't even think he went to high school. Had dyslexia, no money. Gets his girlfriend pregnant at a young age. Selling encyclopedias door to door. Comes home one day. Wife hands him their 21-month-old baby and says, I'm out. Takes off, never to be seen again. Maybe later on in life, never to be seen. And she didn't pay the rent for 3 months. So within a week, he's out of his house, homeless with a 21-month-old and no job as a dad, right? And struggles and goes door to door and has this vision of changing the way hair products are sold. When he's got nothing, everybody tells him he's crazy. He's knocking on doors. That's an industry you can never tap into. The man goes on to create Vidal Sassoon. And then he goes on to say tequila, there should be a higher brand tequila. Everybody said, no, that won't work. You could buy tequila in Mexico for $5. Nobody's going to spend $30 for a bottle of tequila. Yeah, he didn't believe him. He didn't believe him then either. Changed his story, didn't listen to someone else's story, didn't change his thoughts, made his thoughts not his obstacle but his power, and creates Patron tequila, best-selling tequila brand on the planet. One of the richest men in the world. Richard Branson, by 9th grade, realizes school's not for him. He's having so much trouble. Feels his teachers don't get him. They tell him he's nuts. Guidance counselor says he'll never be anything. Creates a newspaper to empower other people in high school. Quits 9th grade to start this newspaper. He's Richard freaking Branson, right? I spent 2 weeks with that guy, one of the sweetest guys on the planet, not only a multi-billionaire, one of the richest people in the world, also one of the nicest people I've ever met. My only point about those two is whatever the story is that you tell yourself, if you don't change it, it will be your anchor. But if you switch it and make it an empowering story, I'm going to make it because I'm broke. I'm going to make it because of the color of my skin. I'm going to make it because I live in this small town, or because I live in this big city, or I'm going to make it because I have no money. Your underdog story can be your power. The thing you think is your anchor is actually your fuel once you decide it is. Listen, I didn't have money growing up. I used to think only people with money, those that went to college, that had good families, that had Christmas dinner all together, who ate dinner at night together, that I had all these weird fantasies about that's what successful people did. It was all a bunch of shit. It was a bad story I told myself when I switched the story and I said, I'm gonna be successful because of that. I'm gonna sit down and have dinners with my family. I'm gonna go to every softball game and baseball game and every play and do all the things with my kid. I'm gonna be massively successful and retire my parents. When I switched that story and said, because of all those things against me, I'm going to be a badass, all of a sudden, I was more juiced up and had more enthusiasm, more drive than all the people that were handed shit. Now, you don't have to be in desperation to be successful. You just got to get rid of the shit story you tell yourself on why you can't get it. So, back to that. If you said 2018 would have been or could have been the best year of my life, but whatever that story is, I'm going to beg you today to analyze that and change it. Prove that it's a lie, because here's what I know. If you and I are back here 5 years from today and you're not living the life you want, making the money you want, having the happiness you want, the abundance you want, if you don't have it, would you really love to tell me the same story you could say today? Well, I would have it, but I'm in a bad relationship. I would have it, but it's where I live. I would have it because I don't have any money. I would have it, but my boss is too demanding. You really want that story to be the thing that's holding you back from your full potential? I don't think so. Guys, if you love my podcast, I urge you to go check out undergroundmillionaire.com. Undergroundmillionaire.com. It is on fire right now. It is a mastermind I created that is affordable for everybody. You know, I have my $100,000 a year mastermind and a $25,000 a year mastermind. They're amazing, but I wanted to make one where everybody could be a part of a group where everybody's getting smarter. It's literally 23 cents a day. I never talk about it in my podcast, but people that are in it are losing their mind, and I'd hate for you not to know. So when you're done listening, go to undergroundmillionaire.com. Check it out. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. Listen, if you liked the video, make sure you click subscribe right now so you never miss an episode. And while you're there, click the notification bell so you'll know when the next one goes live. You can always follow us on Instagram, and if you don't already have Millionaire Success Habits, you can grab it for free at deansfreebook.com. Remember, all success starts here.